Hello, my name is Parker, and today I'm going to be discussing the importance of building trust amongst communities and the officers that serve them. Strong relationships and mutual trust between police agencies and the communities they serve are critical to maintaining public safety and the effective policing. Community members' willingness to trust the police depends on whether they believe that police actions reflect community values and incorporate the principles of procedural justice and legitimacy. Controversial uses of force and other incidents can damage relationships between police and communities. In some cases, a perceived egregious act of misconduct by a single officer in one city not only damages police-community relationships locally, it can gain nationwide attention and reduce the trust of police generally. To combat this, police should acknowledge the history of racial minorities and others who have faced injustice at the hands of police, and police should never discount the negative experiences of individuals with the police. African Americans in particular have a history of being marginalized and mistreated by police, leading to a lack of trust and resentment. This history is reflected in many people's feelings about the police. In more recent times, this has been rooted in issues such as racial disparities resulting from laws that require greater penalties for crack cocaine as opposed to powdered cocaine. And a variety of current day policing strategies and tactics have contributed to this mistrust in minorities as well, such as the inappropriate use of stop and frisk policies that some departments use, and these tactics raise issues of racial. And these tactics raise issues of racial bias that permeates through controversies of police use of force. In order to help build trust, police should consider establishing a duty to intervene policy and other strategies for ensuring that if one officer engages in misconduct, other officers will step in and stop it. Ideally, such interventions will occur immediately in view of community members because people may not trust police agencies' internal affairs of investigation systems, but they will trust their own eyes when they see it, either in person or in a YouTube video. Officers not hesitating to stop the wrongdoing of a fellow officer. Transparency is essential to positive police-community relationships. When a critical incident occurs, agencies should try to release as much information about it as they can, or as possible, as soon as possible, so that the community will not feel that the information is being purposely withheld from them. It is important for police to be visible in their communities and to know their residents. Many people do not interact with the police outside of enforcement contexts. This can result in people developing negative associations with the police. Finding opportunities to interact with community members in non-essential enforcement context helps reduce bias on part of the community members and police officers. Getting to know your community residents helps both groups break down personal barriers and overcome stereotypes, and allows officers to learn which residents of a neighborhood are law-abiding and which ones are not. Police executives often report that law-abiding residents of high-crime neighborhoods resent when police become suspicious of everyone in the neighborhood and, for example, make pedestrian stops of young men who are on their way to work or school. Personal interactions with police officers and community members build mutual trust, which is essential to addressing neighborhood problems and reducing crime. There are a certain number of programs and initiatives that agencies can employ to help build trust amongst their communities. Some of these are adult and youth police academies, sports teams or police athletic leagues, and ride-alongs with the public. Police involvement in local schools and other community events also make large difference for trust in this community.